Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. Today we have Boricua, which is Puerto Rican. If you don't know what that means, you're probably white, eat at Frank Steiner's in Kenosha, which sucks. Overrated trash. Anyways, she's one of the founders of Locas Comedy. We talk about her fake ID days, the club, creepy guys, why I wore Jngos to impress women. I make her watch Jenny 6ix9ine for the first time. We talk Puerto Rican food. And also, she's going to be hosting for Michael Palascak January 14th, 15th at CG's in Bolingbrook. Anyways, follow her at Soli Comedy. If you want to do a podcast, record a special or something, hit up James Webb. Please support the Patreon, $3 a month to support. Everybody has to get paid. I'm having a kid. Please help out. I put out content every week for you guys free, so help out on the Patreon side. And go to YouTube, add a subscriber, tell a friend. If you want a sticker, hit me up. Okay, Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. I'm your host, Jabine Diaz. To my left, James Webb from the People of Comedy Studio, Pop Productions. What's up, James? How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
And across from me is my guest, Soli Santos. Hi, Soli.
Hello.
We finally recorded. This is the third time. The first time I was sick. The second time, James Webb's computer crashed.
Yep.
And then now we're here, and I'm gonna have a cold brew.
We made it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a cold brew coffee. So hopefully my girl's not in the mood because too much caffeine usually kills it for me. So I just hope. Yeah, it's gonna be a disappointment if she is. I'm hoping not. Come on, get nauseous or something with the pregnancy. Hold on a second.
God.
Oh my God.
How you been, Soli?
I'm all right. I've been good.
You been good? I didn't realize you were doing comedy so long. Like you went to the Watra days, right? Back in the day, Mikey's show.
I did Watra.
When'd you start? How'd you start doing comedy?
I started.
You're Puerto Rican.
Yes.
I just want to
I'm a
establish
Boricua.
Boricua.
Yes. I started. How did I start? You know, it's weird because I had started actually in improv at Second City, but then I realized I'm not a team player. And I was like, I don't like fighting for the stage, you know? And so, not to say that I needed the stage all to myself, but I just felt like with improv, I had to constantly fight.
Yeah, the first time your knife came out, you're like, I got to do stand-up.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want, and in front of an audience, there's too many witnesses. So
Puerto Ricans carry knives.
Yeah, there's too many witnesses, and so I didn't want to deal with all that. So I had wanted to do stand-up for a while, but actually at the time, there really wasn't a lot of like avenues to do stand-up. Like,
because Chicago was an improv city.
Yeah, for sure. And so this is gonna be really silly, but it's gonna sound crazy. I was one time getting ready to go to work, and I was watching WGN in the morning, and Annabella Val, you know, the around the town reporter.
Yeah.
She took the feminine comique class with Cameron Esposito, and she was doing one day a segment that for their graduation class. They were doing. She was promoting her graduation class of Zanies on the morning show, and had Cameron on and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I want to take that class. And that's when I started, because I signed up for that class. And then what's crazy about that was, a full year later, like almost to the day after I saw that segment, I was doing a show with Annabella Val and Mikey O, and I told her that story. I said, you're the reason why I'm doing this right now. And she looked so uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
She looked so uncomfortable. But I was like, I wanted to get, you know, I was like, yeah, I was like, I was like, thanks for doing that whole segment. If it wasn't for you trying that out, I wouldn't have started stand-up, because I knew that I'm the type that I can't like that for like, it was too scary for me to just go to an open mic. I couldn't do that. I needed some type of regimen structure. Yes. And before I did an open mic. And so when I saw that segment, that's why, and the fact that it was an all women's class and all that kind of stuff, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And so it's been downhill ever since.
Like, well, my dog died, right? And then that's what pushed me to do stand-up.
Really?
Because I was sitting there, I would email myself jokes for like a few years. I would just email it to my Hotmail, right? I still have a Hotmail. It's just full of the junk folder. That's ridiculous. It's like 2,000 emails of fucking mortgages and porn or whatever's in there. But I still use it. But I remember I'd email myself for like a year, and I wanted to do it, and I never did. And like I've said this before, the first time I tried to do it, I backed out, went to a strip club. You know what I mean? I got drunk.
That was your bag. You're like, forget the mic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see titties. That makes me feel more comfortable.
At first, I was going to see dicks because I Googled the closest strip club. It was a gay strip club. Didn't realize it. Just saw in the reviews on the way, and I was like, I can't get worse tonight. So then I ended up going to VIPs. VIPs, which is by Weed Street, where Mikey O all comes back around. Sure, and then I remember, I did that. Did my but the first, my dog died. So it's basically, I went to a mic. I don't know. I was inspired. A lot of comedians are inspired because I saw somebody do stand up, and I was like, oh, they're not that good.
Yes,
and
I get that too.
Yeah,
I can see that.
You see, because I can
appreciate that.
Because you see, like, oh, it's a whole different world. I could never do that, right? And you go, and they're on a stage. I was in Texas at the Cena and Ray Theater in the Valley. I don't know if you've ever been down to the Valley in Texas. It's a lot of Mexicans, but
that geographically makes sense.
It's Mexico, but on this side of the border. Like you go, the terrain, the people. Like some people ended up here, and some people ended up there. But they've always lived there generations. But now they're Texans. You know what I mean? You know Texans.
I do remember my history class. I actually paid attention a little bit.
Texans and Puerto Ricans. You guys are very prideful. Like Texans love being Texans, and Puerto Ricans have flags hanging from their river mirror. Do you have a flag?
I used to have a flag.
What happened? You gave up on it.
Well, what happened was you're talking about in my car, right? Mm-hmm. I used to have it, but I've never hung it on the rearview mirror. I've always had it like by the console.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm gonna be a subtle supporter. Like I love having the flag. But then I also, I know most people don't understand the history of why Puerto Ricans carry the flag around so much.
No.
Which was, this is going to be boring. Mm-hmm. No, but back in, I think it was like 1947 to like 58, it was actually illegal for Puerto Ricans to show their flag. In Puerto Rico, you could be arrested and imprisoned up to 20 years in prison for displaying it in your house or in public.
Was this a Puerto Rico rule, or when they were?
This was a law that was
written by Puerto Ricans, or were the Puerto Ricans controlled by?
No, it was the U.S. government.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, right?
So
yeah.
The use and display of the Puerto Rican flag was outlawed, and only flags permitted to be flown in Puerto Rico with a Spanish flag and the American flag. Mm-hmm. 1952, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico adopted the 1895 flag design as a special standard. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. So it was it evolved as a form of defiance.
Yeah.
For the Puerto Rican people to actually display their flag.
Oh, they couldn't. It was illegal.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And the reason why it's also so similar to the Cuban flag is because the Cubans actually helped design it with the Puerto Ricans to show a sense, to show some form of unity between the two islands at the time. And so that's why the flags look so similar to each other.
That's fucking cool, dude.
This is like we were on the other episode talking about Mexican carry. So Mexican carry is when you stick a pistol and you put it basically, you just stick it in your belt. That's Mexican carry. And that developed because it was illegal to What is it? Illegal to Mexicans to carry? You couldn't carry your pistol or something, or you couldn't out holster it or something.
Yeah, it had to be in a holster.
It had to be like in a holster. So Mexican carry was away, and they would put it in their belt and cover it up so the Mexicans carry. So like Mexican carry, when you stick in your belt like that, like now, that started.
That was a loophole.
Yeah, it was a loophole around. Nice. I forgot. I don't know if it was the Mexican American government. I didn't know that. I didn't know about Puerto Ricans. I thought they were just flashy with hoop earrings and really nice eyebrows.
You mean like the ones I got now?
Hey. Yeah, like I love hoop earrings. Like, remember, was that a thing? Right? 2 years ago? Yeah. Like it was like white girls couldn't wear hoop earrings. Were you attacking them? No, I'm sure you weren't. No, but it was a thing. Like it was cultural appropriation to wear hoop earrings. It was.
I've never heard that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was like I was like, oh yeah, white girls shouldn't wear hoop earrings. It's like. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's getting a little extreme.
I don't know, but I was gonna ask you. Oh, you posted something about flirting, right? All right, something about flirting, right? Like when a guy, this happens to me with a lot of my female friends. I noticed it's like there's a balance of being nice with a guy, right? And then if you're nice once in a while, the guy like becomes, they're like not obsessed with you, but they think they're flirting. You know, there's that balance.
Yeah.
Like you're at a drive-through. I'm like, oh yeah, can I get my change? Like, oh yeah. And then it's like, you get the creepy dude. All right, when was this? Hold on. It was in. Oh, here we go. November 23, 2013. What's up with some people mistaking kindness for flirting? Just because you're a dude I'm nice to you doesn't mean I'm attracted to you. Was this a specific dude you wrote this about or something? A situation you just laughed about? Because it happens a lot.
Yes, I think it was just multiple situations. And I think that was the day that I was like, okay, why does this keep happening? And so that was just a form of expressing my frustration about like, and why can't it be a hot guy that mistakes the flirting? Like, why does it gotta be?
It's like borderline restraining order type of dude.
Yes, I remember. I one time, you know how like you always hear like women are always told to smile. You should smile more. You should smile more, because I definitely have. I can have a definitely resting, I'm gonna murder you face, and so I'm like, so one time I was like, okay, let me try to look a little more friendly in public, and just did simple, like walking around with like a subtle, like almost like a Mona Lisa, like
a little smirk,
just like a little grin, not like trying to look like I'm gonna slash everybody's tires, you know. And the weirdest guys thought I was like hitting on them. They were trying to talk me. I was like, no, I'm going back to I'm gonna murder you face, just so that these weirdos not come up to me in public and talk to me.
Yeah, you have to. Like you because I'm friends with a lot of female comedians. I see like any type of something, like they'll do a show, somewhat be nice to a dude. The dude says nothing, and now all of a sudden they're DMing him right away. And I've done it, man. And then looking back, I remember like I did a show in Miami, and and afterwards DM'd, and I was like, what am I doing? And I was like, oh, it's embarrassing, but it's like it happens, like, oh, this is the thing where it's like, this is not a game I play. It's like, is the girl looking at me? Right? Is the second look. There's, the second look when you look and then somebody looks at you again. There's like the second look. It's like, is this a second look, or was I not realizing I was staring at her? She caught me and she's like, oh my God, is he still looking at me? So in my head, you have this usual thing like, oh yeah, this chick is checking me out. And in her head, it was like, oh my God, is that creep still looking at me? So it's like, so I can't tell. So now it's just like, I don't know what happened, because I can't.
I've also had like weird, kind of similar scenario to that, but where I'm like, oh, I think he thinks I'm like into him.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like,
look at this dude.
No, I'm not into you.
It's just, you're so funny looking.
I can't look
away.
I saw a meme the other day that was like, they're not flirting with you. They're just hot and talking.
Oh, yeah. And then you kind of look in the direction, you smile, and it's like, oh.
And it's like, no, here's this person.
Like, sometimes you can't, like, sometimes you just your eyes just happen to cross paths with somebody else's eyes. It's almost like
you just flick them off.
It's almost like bumping.
Just to be safe, you kind of smile, just flick them off.
It's almost like bumping into somebody, but with your eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you don't want to, but then sometimes people interpret it like that you're checking them out. So now I've actually have gotten so paranoid with that. Like, some people I know, like I might bump into somebody I actually know where I'll look at them, and then I'm so instinctual now of just like, they saw me, and then I look away, that it'll be like, oh no, that was somebody I actually knew, and I didn't say hi because it took me too long to realize that I could. Now I look like the asshole that looked at a friend in the face and ignored them and kept on moving.
And then walked away.
And then I gotta message them and be like, I'm so sorry. I saw you.
There's a lot of creepy guys.
There was a delayed reaction.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Like, but now I'm like, after a show, there's a guy after the show, like, I feel like it's, if you say, this is what I think. All right, I've gotten this where I talk to a female comedian, they'll say a joke that's somewhat sexual or something like that, and then there's a guy right after the show is like, oh yeah, I've done that, or something, right? If the topic is even something touches them sexual, it's like, it brings out the
For me,
Creeps.
they don't even wait till after the show. It's a heckler during my set. Like that just happened to me this past Saturday.
Where were you at?
I did a show.
This state?
Yeah, I did the show here at Lamas,
Okay.
the Latin American Motorcycle Association, and I did
Latino truck driver. No, bikers. Okay.
Yeah, yes. And I did a dick joke, and then another guy in the audience, because I made some reference to like a silly, like weird fantasy where I want to take like a fully erect penis and tie a plastic spoon on it and catapult spitballs to his face.
Oh, okay. Tie the spoon. The spoon is rizzing.
Yes, but no
And then pull
boyfriend. Yes, and no boyfriend lets me do that. Nobody lets me do that. And then a guy volunteered another guy and said he'll do it. And then that guy looked embarrassed. You know, like he was like, and then I called out the first guy for not having the balls to do it himself.
Well,
I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, it was so easy for you to basically draft some other dude to do it, but you don't have that. And so I called him out, and then he looked embarrassed. So because I knew that if I didn't shut that down, it was escalate. Yeah, it was gonna escalate.
Or like it's like that dude who's like, oh yeah, my guy wants to talk to you, and I was like, why don't you? Like my friend did that. We're at the mall, and I think he sent me. I was younger, right? So I was like a lackey. I didn't know I was learning from him. Looking back, probably not the best person to learn from. But anyways, he sent me to a girl in the mall, and he's like, go tell her that I want to holler at her or something like that. And then I was like, oh, my friend wants to talk to you. And then she's like, why does he come and talk to me? Like, why are you sending me?
I've had guys do that too.
Does it work? It didn't work with her.
Because I said the same thing that she said to you. It's like, why doesn't he come and talk to me? In fact, that happened to me once at a club, and the guy that came to talk to me, I dated for 3.5 years.
Oh,
not his friend.
Mexican, Puerto Rican?
No, black.
What club?
Oh, it doesn't. It was one of those. They lasted like a year, and then it was done. It was like a retro disco place.
Oh.
And they played like old B-side disco.
When did you start going to the clubs? I started like I think 19. I got my fake. Were your parents strict? You had how many? You had brothers, brothers, right?
I have 3 brothers.
Three brothers, right? And are you the youngest?
I'm not the youngest. I'm number 2 out of the 4. My parents, they're conservative Catholic, but my mother, I think she realized to give us enough leeway that if she didn't, we would just go crazy.
Go the opposite.
And, and so she was cool and would let me go out. And I did have a fake ID. I think I got it around 19, and I would use it.
How'd you get it? Just another friend, older cousin?
Friends. My college boyfriend's friend's girlfriend had her driver's license. She just gave it to me, and I was like, "You don't need this back." She's like, "I'll get another one." I was like, "Okay."
You didn't ask for it; she just gave it to you.
She just gave it to me, and I remember a couple times I used it, and I remember
one time close?
A bouncer. We were similar, but we were still different enough. And I remember one time a bouncer looked at it and he goes, "Close enough," and he let me in. He let me in
because you want to get it works. You want to get women.
I think it's easier. Yeah, it's easier for the ladies.
Yeah, want
they're gonna let it slide.
As an owner, you want women to get in because that's gonna attract the guys to get in. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like I remember, like I had friends at bars. You let all that slide. Like I didn't get it. I had a fake ID, but I didn't look anything like the dude. But I remember my first fake ID. My aunt bought it for me in Los Angeles off the street, and it had my picture in it.
What?
Because over here.
That's a supportive Thea, man.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a Thea who took me to the strip club when I was like 16. My mom's so pissed off at her for it. Yeah.
Is your mom like strict or conservative?
Like, yeah, I couldn't wear Jncos, right? Do you remember Jncos? Anybody?
No, what is that?
Pull up Jncos. Yeah, it was a type of jean, right? They were baggy. Like, they were baggy.
You'll know when you see them.
And then they got super baggy. And then they got like, there was the big boy or whatever. Oh, here, this cord's here. There was a big boy. Okay, I never got to that point. No, I didn't get to that point. I got it when they first started getting, like those.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Not those. Because they started baggy, and then
a lot, dude.
And then it just escalated. It got like it snowballed into this.
Wow. Wow, those are crazy. But yes, I have seen those.
Like see those and those, like those I had.
Yeah, those are.
See these, the guy with the elephant that was too big. My friend Odell had some of those big pockets.
Were.
But those black ones, oh my God, those black ones, they had the crown on top, and Latin Kings would wear them, and I couldn't. My mom was like, you can't wear Jncos because like las pandillas, the gangs, right? So then I was like, and it's like, because, I was a chubby kid, so I was trying to get every advantage I could to try to get girls. So I was like, I want to dress like this, but I couldn't, you know what I mean? So like, I'd push my mom to let me go as big.
Did those jeans help you get girls?
I thought it helped me get dudes. It helped me get guys, because, like, Jnco Jeans,
because all
Jordans.
your Jnco friends just hung out together because none of the girls want to hang out.
No, that's how I met one of my best friends. We both had Jncos, and we just started talking about each other's Jncos. Yeah. It's friends of this day.
Yay, that's the way to do it.
Because there's some things where, like, as a guy, you buy them because you think they're impressed girls, but just other guys like them. Like, it was Jncos, it was Jordans, it was like fixing up your car. Like, women didn't care that you put a fucking muffler.
That you're telling me this because the reason why I say that is because I feel like there's a lot of women's fashion that women wear thinking it will attract men, and it doesn't.
No.
And so I like that you guys are going through not as big of a struggle, but a similar one.
Yeah.
Know?
Like, I was trying to figure stuff out. So it was like Jncos, and I was like, and then it was
when
like,
all we have to do is just talk to each other and let each other know.
No, we don't. Like, there's a lot of
it would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah. Like there was I remember I downloaded a list of pickup lines, right? Because thinking like I didn't know, I didn't have the guidance. I didn't go to my dad or anything like that, and maybe it could have helped, but it probably would have ended up with like 3 failed marriages or something like that and a bunch of kids all over the place. But if I would have gotten some advice from him, but I didn't. So it's like I'm trying to figure things out. And then, you go to it's a blind leading the blind. You go to your friends, they're like, oh, yeah, I did this. But you don't realize they're lying, because it's like there's that friend who has that girlfriend that you never see because she lives in a different town. They're like, no, you don't. Like, it's a made up girlfriend, right? And it's very common. It's like the guy that has the girlfriend. There's the straight dude who makes it up. There's a gay guy who makes it up because he's hiding he's gay. So he has all these relationships that don't exist, or he has that best friend. Like, I remember one time, there was a who came out eventually, but at the time he was telling me about the time, it was almost like that scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Remember? Did you see the movie?
Yeah.
When he's talking about like the first time he feels boobs, they feel like sandbags.
Yes, that scene, and they're looking at him like, "What are you talking
You're
about?
You're a virgin.
What? Are you sure you've touched human breath? Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying?"
Yeah, that happened to my friend. He was telling me about like the first with this girl when he had sex. First, he called it doing the nasty, right? And I was like, when we did, like first time, we did the nasty, and I was like, red flag number 1. Like, I've never heard a guy my age say doing the nasty as the first time he had sex. Yeah, and it was like, yeah, she just, I went in the room and her legs were in the air. So then I just, she was just sitting there with her legs in the air, allegedly. And I was like, this doesn't, like, I haven't had sex. I was a virgin, but like, I don't think it goes this way. Like,
you're like, that doesn't sound like.
How are they just up?
It's not like the porn.
Even the porn, they're not, they're laying down. Their legs were like in the air.
That's weird.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, but then later when you get older, like, oh, this guy was gay. And this guy didn't have a girlfriend. I might have made up, like, I made this up where like, I made up a girlfriend. Like, I was at kind of like, all right, I was at a wrestling thing at Carthage College. It was independent wrestling. And then I met a girl, and then she was kind of nice to me and talked to me. And when I got back to my town, I just said, like, yeah, I met this girl. We're kind of dating. Like, but it was just some girl talked to me, and I just made it up like this was a girlfriend. Because I didn't date a girl until I was like maybe 16 or something like that, right? So this is in middle school, I think, or early high school. And I was like, well, this is a girl talked to me. This is as close as it's going to get. So I was like, this is my girlfriend.
And you're like, we're going steady.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I never saw her again. There was no social media.
She
I couldn't
broke up
find
with
her.
me after the first date. But I'm in love with her.
Yeah, it was it. I was like, yeah, I'll tell my friends, like, yeah, we might hang out again.
You're
or something
carving
like that.
her name into a desk with hearts and a plus next to it, your name.
Yeah.
During social studies.
Yeah, and I never saw it. Do you remember your first boyfriend? How old were you?
My first boyfriend, I went to an all-girls school, high school, so it was a little bit tougher to get a boyfriend.
So what are the logistics of that? You guys meet through friends or at socials?
Yeah,
with ice rinks?
So an official boyfriend, I would say, wasn't until my senior year of high school. And that was because.
Did you go to Catholic school?
Yeah, I went to
Okay.
Catholic school.
Did they hit you, or is that over with at that point?
No, they didn't. I think that was more like boys' schools. I
Okay.
feel like girls didn't really need
It
that type
was
of aggressive.
mental warfare, right? With
Yeah.
women? Okay.
No, they just showed us abortion films every year and told us, this is what's going to happen if you have sex with your boyfriend. Like
The next day.
yeah, they would show us abortion films every year. And we'd all gather into the gymnasium.
abortion time.
And we'd be like, this is birth control. I was like, what? Okay.
Did they practice abstinence? Is that what they try to teach you?
Yeah, that's what they try to teach you.
Unrealistic.
And a lot of the natural rhythm method. Figure out when you're ovulating, but that's only when you get married.
Oh.
So it was a lot of that.
Tell you that?
Yeah. It was a lot of that whole situation. But yeah, then I ended up going to prom with this guy that I ended up dating because I was going to UIC after I graduated, and he was actually coincidentally going there as well. And then we just ended up dating.
UIC Flames.
And yes. And, and I ruined my 4 years of college because I dated this one moron, this one maroon, who, if I saw to this day, I would cross the street to keep away from. Like,
Look away immediately.
Yeah.
It would make sense this time if you look away from this dude.
There's some exes that, if I bumped into, I'd be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's nice to see you, whatever, and you move on with your life. This one, I'd be like, that son of a motherfucker. That motherfucker. And then you leave.
Meathead. Cheater, dumb,
asshole.
Okay. I learned a new word last year, 2 years ago. Gaslighter. Did he gaslight? I know about gas.
You know what? Yeah, I would call him that very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What people don't know, gaslighting is when you make the other person think it's their fault when you're fucking something up. And you're like,
yeah, that was 4 years of that.
4 years ago.
But I was a dumb kid. I was like, when you're 18, you don't know nothing.
No,
you're a dum-dum. So I was a dum-dum, and then I was like, okay, now I'm not gonna do this shit anymore. So.
But is it clean breakup?
It was.
Ish.
What do you call a clean breakup? Clean breakup. I dumped him on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. That's like to do with the coaches in NBA, right? Around Christmas, that's when coaches get cut or something like that.
Is it
the smart way around that end of the time of the year? It's like when people
we're
get cut
gonna
off.
have to end this. I gave him the consolation prize. I still bought him a Christmas.
You got him a
present.
gift, right?
I
Yeah,
got him
yeah.
a gift, and then I was like, I'm out. And then that was my gift to myself.
Merry Christmas.
And that was the
Soli.
best gift I have ever gotten for Christmas. So.
Well, if you look back and you think of relationships you've been in, it's like, what if I ended up with this person? It's like, it's like, or like, well, at least me, I was like, what if I got some of these skeezers pregnant and now I have a fucking kid, and it's happened to friends.
Listen,
it's happened to friends.
I've said that about myself. I'm like, oh my God, what if I got pregnant off of this circus clown?
Exactly.
I'm like, oh,
forever, 18 years and
minimum.
more. Minimum,
Minimum. That's no. Ugh. Woo.
I remember every weekend or every time I would see. So Eric Pinnell had me kind of push me to start this podcast. Every weekend I would that's how it started. I'd be at a mic and then I'd be talking to him about what I did this weekend. He's like, Giovanni, you got to stop doing this. You're going to get one of these girls pregnant. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah. And then, so every weekend he's like, but let's get on a podcast. Come do my podcast. You start a podcast. He would help me out, be like, you shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? Like, because he's like, look, I have a kid. I got this crazy girl pregnant, and I have a son or whatever. But like, don't be, don't be like me, but feel like people, they got to learn the hard way. People don't listen to, I don't know, they don't listen to you. Do you mentor? I was thinking about mentoring or something. Remember that dude I told you about? He's a guy. I won't say his name, but he posts things on Facebook like, why do dads make fun of their fat kids? Why don't women want to date me? Oh, you've seen that? Are you friends with him?
No.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I've seen it maybe I've scrolled, all the sometimes random shit pops up. This sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, let me see. Let me just find a few of those posts because I sent them to a different comedian and screenshot him and be like, he's at it again. Let me find some of these posts here real quick. The Cash App. No. Oh, God, where's he at? It's amazing how far women will go to avoid me. Why do dads hate paying for therapy for their kids? Being single sucks. But I offered this kid money. No money. I offered him, like, I finally commented. I was like, look, I think I could help you out. But I haven't given pricing yet. I'm thinking maybe like $30 for half an hour call or 40, something like that. Because I feel like, I don't know. Like, all right, I'll say this. I didn't have any guidance kind of growing up. And it took something that I learned in like 10 or 15 years could have been maybe accelerated if I had a mentor or something like that.
A mentor for dating or just
maybe in life,
for life?
In life in general. This guy, yeah. So it'd be something like in life, you know what I mean? Because basically, like,
that would have been helpful for me too, I think.
Yeah.
Especially as an only girl I had in my household. I had to figure things out myself.
Did you get an insight about men with your brothers or?
No, because I only had one that was older than me.
Okay.
And so, like, when I was in high school, my youngest brother was in first grade. He wasn't you know what I mean? Like, he was just learning.
I got crayons.
He was just learning not to pee on himself.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, so he wasn't going to be very helpful.
No.
And the other one was like 12. So, like, you know, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
They weren't going to be very helpful. That's why it's really funny for me when I hear when people who know me and they'll be like, oh, well, you had 3 brothers like to watch out for you when you were younger. I was like, no, I didn't. You know, like, because 2 of them were just way too young. They were way younger than me. So I had to figure, and then my other brother, who's 2 years older than me, he just was like on his own shit. So it was like I just kind of had to figure things out for myself, you know. So and because my parents are so like
conservative.
Yeah, it wasn't something that I felt comfortable talking to my mom about. You know, like it would have been too weird and awkward. So
yeah, like I don't think I've ever, like now I don't know. Like my mom did for my 18th birthday get me a cake with a naked chick on it. Because I was 18.
My mother doesn't even curse. Like, so if my mom says like something as simple as shit, we're all like, oh, what's wrong? Like, because she's so like that. Like she's so like clean
by the
cut.
book.
Yeah. So I couldn't talk to her about any of that stuff. That would have been weird.
And then what about your dad?
My dad is a typical Puerto Rican man who would have been like, go talk to your mother about that. I don't know nothing about it. Go talk to your mother.
I don't want to hear about your women stuff.
I don't know nothing about that. Go talk to your mother.
When you got your period your first time, did you tell your mom? You had to, right?
No, I didn't.
No.
I did not.
Did you know about it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know girls that like didn't know. I think they were like really strict and like nobody told them anything about it.
No, I knew.
Okay, bless you.
Wait.
That was the Puerto Rican god. This is my favorite. So that annoyed the shit when I was younger.
Thanks.
It annoyed the shit out of me when you know when you couldn't sneeze, you're about to sneeze and you don't. So what I did is, you know those needles with the little ball pin at the end. I stabbed somebody with one of those. By the way, my dad's friend. I was a bad kid. Yeah. No, I was like, but if I noticed, if I used to put those and I put them in my nose and like get to the top and it would make me sneeze.
What the fuck?
Why did you do that?
How
to
did I
yourself?
discover it?
How did you discover it? Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know how I'm trying to think how I discovered it. Like the first guy who drank, was it milk? I don't know. But I figured it out. Oh, maybe because look, I always had a deviated septum. So this nostril, I won't do it, but I could put my nose pretty high up this nostril. Like it goes almost not up like here, basically like here in the right. I'm not going to do it. All right. We have Brian Johnson on here.
Oh, thanks.
But
That's
lady.
kind of you
I'm
not
wearing
to do it.
You know what?
Appreciate it.
I forgot my work. I forgot to bring a shirt because we actually weren't recording, so I bring a shirt. But luckily, I just happened to bring a hoodie, this Lobo Den hoodie. Otherwise, I'd have to have my shirt on backward. Usually, I'll forget a shirt and I do an episode shirtless because I have a work shirt and I don't want to show my logo.
Right.
So like. When it's been women, I've taped it. I figure something out. When it's men, I just take my shirt off. But I'm not gonna do that in front of a lady or a gentleman. But
thank you. That's very nice.
yeah, she's wearing them. But I had a hoodie, so Lisa's like, all right, I'm gonna be. I don't like performing. Going back to comedy, I don't like performing. I don't wear hoodies. I feel my arms are restrained, but it's like
there's certain
I did
things
this
that
for
I don't
you.
like
No,
to
yeah,
wear
yeah.
when I'm performing either because they're restricting. That's why I actually try to not wear like heels when I perform on stage because I don't want to risk tripping on a cable or whatever's on the stage or even the it's just so much easier to lose my balance. Now I gotta wipe out on the stage.
One time just fell, right? Can you put she used to date Anuel. He's Puerto Rican.
What?
Who?
She's Colombian. Karol G falling. She just fell like the other day.
Who is it?
Karol G, Karol G. Oh, wait a second. You're Puerto Rican. Do you listen to reggaeton? What's your music
sometimes,
choice?
But
So
not.
no,
I think I know who you're. Sometimes I do, not so much. I've never gotten too
Karol
much
G.
into reggaeton. Oh, I did see that. I did see that. I
Let's
saw
watch it
that.
again.
Yes. And she fell hard because look at her. It took her a second to get her shit together to get back up. That hurts.
Shit.
That hurt. Look at her.
Was she like in the hospital for this too? Pretty sure she was in the hospital.
And she got up.
Let me see.
But that looked like that hurt.
So her and Anuel.
Bam, bam,
Bam.
bam.
Holy.
Oh, did you hear? Was that a noise? Did I hear a
There's
thump?
no way that was actually her.
Let me hear that noise. Did that get added in?
Oh yeah, it was her. The microphone hit the ground.
Oh, shit.
Man, that's some rough stuff. I've seen other performers where they fall off. They misjudge where the stage ends and then they step off the stage. So I personally, I once in a while I might wear heels.
See, when he
but it'll
falls, he
be-
shits himself.
Oh God, yes.
He has aerobals. No, what is it? Yeah.
This was bad. Oh, just goodbye.
Where'd he go?
Grammar.
He landed on his feet though. Did he shit himself for real?
He has irritable system, so I'm making fun of his disease. Some an animal.
The
a
IBS.
monster. IBS, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Okay, so going back to the Karol G thing, like, all right, you don't really listen to reggaeton because this is the thing. I don't know.
listen to a little bit, but not too much.
Like when you heard the little bit of that reggaeton, like, did you get any feel? Like right now, when I heard the little bit of that music, like, oh, I had this I want to start drinking right now, like for real.
It's
right?
like Pavlov's dog. For
Yeah,
you start
dude.
salivating.
I started
as soon
drinking.
As the bell rings.
Oh man, I just wanted to drink. I don't smoke cigarettes. Have a cigarette. Drive, allegedly. But man, like, look, the other day I was
Drive allegedly.
Well, because you're not supposed to drink and drive.
Oh.
But it's some people say it's the greatest thing in the world, feeling to fucking. But anyways, not me. But wink. Don't do it. Don't drink and drive. You'll kill yourself and your family.
It's not a good idea. Yeah.
But holy shit, it feels good. I don't know what it is
My
about being the air, the fucking air, the music. It's what I mean. Let's say you're drinking drive without any good music. That's scary, right? Oh, there's a cop, whatever, with the music. It's like you feel like Leo. What is his name? Leonardo DiCaprio in the front of the Titanic. You're like the king of the world. And then
Are you sticking your head out the window too while you're driving drunk?
wait, well,
Feeling the breeze?
No, but when I had the sunroof on my Honda Prelude, God, I love Hondas. Fucking my piece of shit car. But anyways, like right there, I just had like the other day there was some song that came on, and we were waiting to some party with my girl, and then I was like, look, with this song right here, like this one, it was like all those memories came out. So like reggaeton does that to me in certain like what's his name just died. Vicente Fernandez, right? Rest in peace, Jnco.
Yep.
And it's like I feel shitty as a Mexican because I didn't realize he was alive. So, like Bob Dole type of thing. Like when Bob Dole died, like I was like, holy shit. Like so it didn't hit me because I thought he already died. I was like, he's 81, I believe.
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, and there was a video there. His son. Oh yeah.
His son.
Yeah, I saw that
and crying.
Crying.
Yeah, that was pretty deep.
I like his son's hair though, the gray or everything. I want to dye my hair now. I think.
I hadn't seen him in a minute, and I was like, look at this.
No homo,
man.
but he was looking right. You know what I mean?
was like, look at this.
I like
man.
I saw there he is. Look at his. Look. I like that look. I might grow my hair out, but I can't. I'm not. This is still
You like
black.
that look of like red and sobbing and
No,
flush
his
in the
hair,
face?
the gray. I don't look
And
good when I
pain
cry.
and
But
sadness.
the pain that kind of like like when you feel it, it hits you. You know, I was
Well-
watching that on IG.
He's always been hot though. Like he's always been a sexy man. I mean,
He's good looking.
he looks good there, but when he was younger, oh Lord Jesus Christ.
What
my
website are we
Dios mío.
on? Is there a clip of him? There's the son singing and crying.
I'm trying to
It was on IG, on one of my Mexican sites. No, it was like right close on his face. No, that's not it. It was like right in his face. It was close
Yeah,
on his face.
I know which one you're talking about because I saw that one for sure. That has to be his.
No, it was. Do you follow any of those Mexican? Let's see who Jenny 69 posted it. You know who Jenny 69 is, right?
No.
Can you pull up Jenny 6'9"?
Oh my God! Why would you make me do this again? Hang on.
She's Mexican.
That's it. That's all you could. That's
it.
That narrows it down.
In that video. Yeah, which one is it? No, just that's the one. You never seen this? I should show it's all my Latino.
So bad.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this.
You just yes.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Let's restart it so you can hear. Let's start it. You never seen it?
No. Is this like the Hano music?
No, I don't even.
Oh.
It's barely music.
Oh my God.
It's
She
Instagram, chic.
is this a parody? No.
No, you're about to see.
Oh
Ooh, Bucanas.
Para empezar, tengo unas cosas que quiero aclarar. Los el objetivo hacer realidad.
Here comes the chorus. Hold on.
Soy la 69, soy la chingona que
She
salió
said
de
soy la
casa,
69?
que siempre quiso más, a lo que me dediqué fue cumplir cosas
There's a whole new
que
world out there you know
tenía
about, Joey.
soñé.
Enough. I can't.
Soy la 69. That's,
Speaking of Las Locas, like, look at.
Got her
that's
ass.
valid.
But look, there's a new culture on Instagram that a lot of girls, my sister, in certain age groups, like these are their idols. You know what I mean? There's like Instagram makeup chicks. They go singers, and it's like, so going back to mentors, like certain people, this is like their parents aren't there, and these are their mentors, and there's a bunch of them. But like I'll rap. Certain gangster rap, you talk about certain things, but you don't do it in real life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But certain people growing up, you don't have that mentorship, and it's like, oh, this is real to them, so they try to do it, and you try to live this lifestyle. Young Dolph, which just died, rest in peace. I loved his music, but he was a family man. He had a business. You know, he didn't do all the stuff he talked about. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny that I think a lot of even when I was in high school, college, you know, a lot of these rappers, they talk, you know, they would, like you said, they'd sing one thing, but then they're living their life a completely different way. I was like, you know, finding out that some of them were like they went to college.
Oh yeah.
And got a degree while they were trying to start in the music.
What's his name? Not NBA YoungBoy. Some like private school, things like that. He just got out here for going to private school.
It's like, oh, you were middle class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, like not everybody came up from the projects.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you have these little kids in the streets. Like I lived like 7 or 10 years in a place called the Towers, which is this government subsidized building. We looked it up before in Waukegan, right? It's 14 stories of hell.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, like the first day we moved in, somebody got pushed out the 10th or 14th. I lived in the 10th, 14th floor. Elevator would always broken, full of roaches, mice, things like that.
That sounds like here.
Yeah, project. You know, a little slice of Chicago and Waukegan, right?
Okay.
Because we moved because my dad got deported, right? So then we my mom lost this house we had in Zion, that because my parents had a house together. He ended up getting deported at one point. You know, he had a second. We found out like second family, whatever. And then he got deported.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah. We went to Zion, but my mom couldn't afford that house at one point because she was on her own. You know, she worked at McDonald's. So eventually we went to that apartment. We put it in my name, and I wasn't working for like a few months. So we got it under like super low rent, but eventually I got caught, allegedly. Anyways.
Allegedly?
Yeah, allegedly. And, you know, we just kind of dipped out of there. But I remember I lived in those few years I lived there, I remember the thing I would see like, man, this is a thing. This is where I wanted to become a Catholic Big Brother. I see these little kids.
You wanted to become
a
what?
Catholic Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Like, because I see these kids, right? And then you could tell, like, man, this is a smart, talented kid, but there's no guidance because his mom is high and she has 5-star bitch tattooed across her chest. And I was like, man, this is a smart kid. And I was like, so that's, I printed out the thing and I started filling out the application, but I never did it. But
why didn't you do it?
You know those things where like you start, and now it's like, you know, I don't, like at the time I could have done it, you know what I mean? But now like I have a family, I'm having a kid, I'm not gonna have time for that. But at that time I should have done it, but I never, like it was on my, like I have a thing I have another to-do list, like I'm getting sued, and I was supposed to fix that, and I never did. So that's still sitting there in my to-do file.
You might want to take care of that.
Yeah, I should take care of that. Some Polish lady fucking hit me, was taking a shit in the woods.
Oh, wow.
C word. Remember? Yeah, it was. I was recording a podcast here, and then she parked her car in the street, went in the woods to take a dump because she couldn't drive 20 seconds to the gas station. I go up a hill, I see her try to move out of the way, I hit her, and then when I get out the car, I'm like, the airbag goes off, I'm dizzy. I'm like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I was not in the car, I was in the woods," and then she took a dump in the woods.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Good times.
Polish people. But Jenny 69, I forgot why I brought her up. Oh, reggaeton. Yeah, because I used to have.
Create more trauma in my life. Apparently. You made me watch that.
Yeah.
But I'm trapped in here, so I had to see it.
Yeah, because it's like some people don't know that this is how it started was booze, right? You've never had any substance problems, right? Do you drink?
No, I'm not a big drinker.
No,
No.
1 or 2 drinks.
Yeah, that's it. Tops.
Clean.
Yeah, I'm boring.
Mm-hmm. You go to the gym? You like going to the gym?
I go to the gym.
You go to the gym?
that's it.
I used to go to the
Yeah.
gym.
But that's not why I don't drink. I actually, it has nothing to do with like fitness. It has to do with
You've ever like?
Some people don't like Hawaiian Punch. I don't like alcohol.
You don't like Hawaiian Punch?
I used to walk.
Yeah.
I used to rock the pink reddish mustache. You
Yeah.
know, back in the day. But it's just a preference for me. It has nothing to do with. I don't eat really fast food either. People think I'm crazy. I didn't like it when I was a kid. I don't like any of like the burger joints. I wouldn't eat them when I was little. So
The homemade meals, arroz con gandulas.
yeah, I did, but
No
my mom
fun.
would make that shit like 5 days a week, so I wouldn't eat that. I didn't want to eat that either. 'Cause
I'm
I was
like that
just
with
so
pozole.
sick. I would fall asleep at the dinner table. You know what? My brothers and I, we got real creative though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because my mom would make that because that's what my dad wanted, right? So there always had to be the rice and beans with some kind of meat, right? And so we'd be sick of it because it was like Monday through Fridays, almost the same shit every day. So we would like take like napkins and we'd smash the food in the napkins. Well, first my brother would go to the bathroom like 1,000 times and just keep flushing. And my mom was like, no, she caught on. And then we would throw the food in the garbage. And then my mom caught on to that. And then we would take them and smash them in napkins. And we'd literally stick our hands into the whole trash can to push it down.
Oh.
And then show her an empty bowl. But she was still catching on. Anything to avoid eating that stuff.
Arroz con gandulas. So
Yeah,
she make
yeah.
it every day. You've had Puerto Rican rice, James, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the one, like that's Puerto Ricans I feel have the best rice
Mm-hmm.
out of all Latinos. I don't feel, what is it? No, you guys don't have tamales, pasteles, right?
We have the pasteles.
You like the pasteles?
I love pasteles.
Do you like Mexican tamales?
I love Mexican tamales. They're fantastic.
Yeah. Do you put ketchup on your pasteles?
Sometimes.
Okay, but that's
I don't
accepted,
have
right? Is it common you put ketchup on the pasteles or?
Yes, it's common.
Yeah, all right. all right.
But there's that same attitude like Chicago hot dogs. Don't put ketchup on your hot dogs. It's the same attitude about like how dare you put ketchup on a pastel. But I'll do it either way. It doesn't matter to me. But I don't put ketchup on my hot dogs.
Okay,
I have borders. Like restrictions and
No, my son has
Standards
my
is the
stepson
word.
has Chicago style hot dogs, but he'll be like, "Can I get a Chicago style hot dog, but no relish, no peppers, actually just ketchup on it?" It's like, dude, that's not a Chicago style hot dog.
Can I have the most anti-Chicago style hot dog, please? And then they'll put just ketchup on it. That's all he has to say.
He ordered black coffee the other day. He's like, "Oh, Mom, can I get a black coffee?" He's 10, and he was like, "All right, yeah, all right." But let me get cream and sugar in it. And I was like, it's not how that works, dude.
Except let me do the opposite of what I'm asking for.
I don't usually like it to attack businesses here, so I probably won't say it. I will say the name. So I need to warn people. So there's a place. All right. So I thought I had COVID this weekend, right? Sunday. But I realized I was just eating white people food with no flavor. Pull up Frank's Diner in Kenosha. Pull up fucking Frank's Diner in Kenosha, and they've been on Diners and Dash with, what's his name? Guy Ferrari, whatever, Frank's Diner. They've been on TV, they've been in whatever. I don't get it. And maybe I'm ordering the wrong
Where
thing.
is that?
In Kenosha. It's
Well, that's your first problem. They're in Kenosha.
You know what I mean? And so I went there years ago once. A friend I was with a friend. It's not a friend at the time, but in case my girlfriend listens.
looks-
Whatever.
that
So I
looks
was with
great.
females, right? And it looks great, right? And
That
maybe
looks
I'm ordering the
great.
wrong. I'm gonna give it one more chance.
What
in the
did you
last few
order?
years. They had the special. They had a Philly cheesesteak garbage plate, and I was like, sounds great, right? There was all right.
Listen, anything that has garbage in the plate name is probably not going to be that great.
Sarky's is great. Sarky's in fucking it's by what is it? Where's that mall that's outside Old Orchard? It's next to
Old Orchard.
Sarky's in Old Orchard, one of my favorite breakfast places. They have one of my favorite sandwiches, the bacon Loretta. Rest in peace, Sarky. He died. So this is the thing, man. This is you gotta go sign up. There's always a wait, right? It's historic and everything. It looks good.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It looks amazing. And we ordered the eggnog. There was some special. I got some eggnog French toast. I got the garbage plate. She got what is it, Eggs Benedict or whatever. Walker Brothers favorite Eggs Benedict. And I went there a few years ago, and I was like not impressed. My friend was like, we gotta go to Frank's. My girlfriend went twice without me before we met. And she was like, her friend dragged her, like, you got to go. She was like, not impressed. And I was like, we got to go, right? So I went, I sat there, and I was chewing the food, and I was like, I think I have COVID. But then I ate some other food I could taste. I literally thought I had fucking COVID. I was like, I can't taste. I can't fucking taste. You know what I mean? And then it happened earlier, like.
You feel no other symptoms. You're like, I can't taste this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to quarantine myself for the next 2 weeks.
I legit thought.
Don't kiss me, babe. I can't. Oh my God. Do you taste? Oh my God.
And then she's sitting there, and she's like, look around. My girlfriend's half white. It's like, everybody here is white. And I was like, oh, I get it. No offense. You know, there's that meme, like flavoring it, just put like, oh my God, this is so spicy, or this is it's like pepper, salt and pepper or something. Like, I forgot. It's some pepper meme about your white girlfriend seasoning your food. But I was like, oh, man. And it was like, I'm going to give it one more chance, because this is like a well-known place. And like this used to happen to me with Applebee's. I'd see all the people at Applebee's, and I was like, how are they getting so much repeat business? I get it the first time. You know what I mean?
They
Fool
got
me
to have
once.
some kind of flavor. They got a brother in the picture right there. You know, they like seasoning.
Yeah, so I don't get it. You know what I mean? But maybe I don't deserve for her. But like, he just puts a bunch of hot sauce on it or ketchup, hot sauce. But it was like, and it happened. I was at a white party a few days before, and I remember it was my first white party I went to. Like, wow, right? My girlfriend got invited. Everybody's white, and I was nervous at first. My girlfriend's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm just not comfortable." I got comfortable. They're cool. We had had fun eventually, but it was a Wisconsin, right? You know, they don't know about Jewel.
It was a little too white.
I got you. But
You were
at
like-
first I was just like I wasn't used to it.
They're
you know
gonna
what
call migra on me.
I mean? You know, I'm not used to like. There's a lot of references,
I'm
nerdy
about
jokes.
to get deported.
I was like, fuck, right? And I remember the mashed potatoes. Like, oh, somebody's like, you got to try the mashed potatoes, and I was like, I was looking at Jessica. I was like, I can't. This doesn't taste like anything. Like, put salt on it. I was like, there's no flavor. What's going on here? And like, this is made out of a fucking box. You just boil the potatoes. It's not that hard to make fucking Sorry. All right. Like, I don't cook. I can make fucking mashed potatoes. Just boil the potatoes and smash them up, put some butter, and put cream cheese on them. But I did impress the white people, because they're all Wisconsin people. They were playing some trivia, and nobody knew about Montgomery Ward. Do you guys remember Montgomery Wards?
I remember Montgomery
They were
Ward.
like, this store, blah, 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 competitor Macy's. I was like, Montgomery Wards. And everyone was like, what? So they didn't understand. They don't know about Jewel. They're from Wisconsin. I don't know.
They don't know about Jewel.
Yeah. What do you love about Illinois? Look, I live in Wisconsin now, so I miss Jewel. Like, what's my biggest things? Like, you going to live here forever in this area? Chicagoan for life? Or you eventually...
No, I've
Gonna
thought
move to
about
Orlando?
I've thought about skipping town. You know,
the weather or what? What is it?
I think part of it is the weather, because like every year I'm like, why do I keep putting up with this bullshit?
Yeah, it hits
know?
you, right?
Like,
That one day when it hits you.
I'll
Like,
never get used to
Never.
the cold. Never.
Snow? Oh my
no.
God.
You know.
do you have to shovel, or you don't where you live?
You just gave me flashbacks and trauma. That's trauma, because I own my place, and I live in the city, but I actually have a driveway. I know that's rare in the city, but I have an 80-foot driveway.
Ooh, you have a snowblower?
I used to, until it broke. I have shoveled the driveway myself and it takes like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I'll just put a whole snowsuit like I'm going to go skiing. I'll put a whole snowsuit on. I get my earbuds.
Yeah,
in,
earbuds.
Because I'm like, the Wi-Fi is going to come, like I still got Wi-Fi. I'm right outside the house, and I'm listening to a podcast, shoveling snow, laughing out loud if they're saying some shit funny. Now I look like I'm mentally ill and insane while I'm shoveling snow because I'm laughing and I'm talking to nobody. So it's just like, and that's how I do it. But I've actually gotten stuck in my driveway if it snowed in the night, and then I try to get out of the garage and I can't. So because that was when I had a Nissan Sentra, and after I got rid of that Sentra, I got
You had a Nissan?
drive. I had a Nissan.
Did you move away from Nissan? Go to the Lobo group. There's a Nissan meme, so we just pulled up.
No, I did. I moved. I moved away from the Nissan.
Are you with Honda now?
No.
Toyota? Well, you're Puerto Rican. You should have a Toyota. It's illegal.
I had a Toyota. My first car was a Toyota Tercel.
Yeah.
And then
Toyota and hoop earrings. It's
I had a Toyota Tercel, and then it died. So I didn't have it for very long. It was like 7 years, and then there was a recall on the particular Toyota Tercel.
Yeah, the Tercel wasn't the best of the Toyotas. You got to go Corolla. You know what I mean? It's the Toyota Corolla.
I figured out, but at that point I was like, nah, I'm done. But now I have a Jeep Renegade, and I have a little four-wheel. So actually last year when we had snow, I barely shoveled the driveway.
You just run it over.
I just ran it over. Yeah.
I got snow tires on my little Honda Fit. Now I don't have a Honda anymore, but I remember I had snow tires, and I was the only one. Like my mom couldn't go up the driveway in her tires, but I had, even though it was front wheel drive, I would put snow tires on it because it was my little comedy. Oh, there it is, Ultimate Drivers.
It's in Hood Nerds. You're lucky I saw it earlier too.
Oh yeah, it was in Hood Nerds. There it is. Osby, shout out to Osby
Nice.
Osborne, Milwaukee.
Yeah, baby.
I will say the Toyota Tercel was really good at getting out of snow, though.
3 accidents on Carfax.
I was amazed at how easily I didn't really get stuck in with the Toyota Tercel.
Do you carry a heat blanket in your trunk? We got taught that in high school.
No, but I used to carry a bag of kitty litter
To put under your tires if you get stuck?
I would carry the kitty litter.
So I was in JRDC in high school, so they taught us survival somewhat. And then the guy who would train us, he was like, he told a story about people that would die, right? They get stranded out in the snow. They couldn't get a hold of anybody, and they would die of hypothermia. They'd freeze. So you go to the Target or the Walmart, and you get those blankets, the thermal blankets, they look like aluminum foil. They're metal blankets. Throw one in your trunk.
You're talking about.
So you live in the Midwest, throw one in your trunk. So I had a little survival kit. I think I still have it in there. So
that's cool.
I was like, throw it in your trunk, and then I had my little icebreaker.
Oh,
you carry pepper spray?
I have. It's funny. I have a pepper spray. My mother.
But you never have it on you?
I have it. But I probably need to replace it. It's probably so old now. If I sprayed somebody, they'd
spray me in the face. Test it out.
It would probably not do it, and it's probably so old that you'd probably be like, all right, and next question.
I got pepper spray. You ever get pepper spray? No, women don't get pepper spray.
I've never gotten pepper sprayed.
Oh, no, I take it back. My sister got pepper
Everyone
sprayed.
should.
Yeah. My sister got pepper sprayed. I remember that night. But no, I got pepper sprayed in Denver.
Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to pepper spray myself with my own pepper spray.
You gotta know.
I was like, James told me to do it.
If you carry it, you should know what it feels like in case you actually hit yourself if you have to use it, you know?
I figured if I did accidentally hit myself, I would be red and burning and inflamed, right?
It burns
I feel like okay. I feel like the symptoms. I would kind of be like, oh, I think this is what James is talking about.
James, you ever get pepper sprayed?
No.
It burns for about. I got pepper sprayed in Denver.
I've never gotten like directly pepper sprayed, but I've like fucked around with it
No,
before.
I directly got pepper sprayed in Denver because
Jesus.
I started a brawl in a parking lot because I'm a stupid idiot. Right? We're leaving and we're going out, and then some guy walked out. He's like, oh, this guy punched me, and I barely kind of met the dude. I was like, what? And I yelled at the guys, what's up, motherfucker? And then we started. My aunt came with the shoe, and she was like, this is LA, bitches. We're in Denver. She's smashing some. Next thing I know, somebody's getting knocked out, and I'm like, I look around like, what did I just start? Fuck. And then I see a spray, and I get pepper spray, and I end up at a Taco Bell drive-thru begging for water and pour it on my face. Doesn't do anything. You just get it for half an hour. You just wait till it to burn out.
Yeah, because it's like an oil, right?
Yeah, and it's like.
You just pour milk on your face. Like an horchata. That's what horchata's for. So.
Fucking Taco Bell does not fucking.
Just sprinkle some cinnamon and some a bit of
Eggnog.
vanilla stick. Rub it on your eye and with some milk.
Oh, good.
rice
Maybe some
milk.
eggnog. Do you like eggnog?
No. But give me a coquito.
A coquito,
I'll
right?
take the coquito over the eggnog.
Have you had coquito? James, you know what that is?
Back in the Mikey O days at
Oh,
CCPA.
yeah,
Goddamn
yeah,
right.
yeah,
They'd bring
yeah.
that shit every fucking Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Shit was amazing. They'd home make it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's homemade. I don't think I've ever had it.
I've never
Do
seen
they
it not
I
homemade.
don't think they anybody
Or
manufactures.
it's like a
it.
homemade specific drink.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
yeah.
Why not?
It's so good.
Somebody get on top of that. Mikey O, fucking sell your coquito.
He could have
Get
sold
into-
that shit, dude. It was so good.
People sell it all the time.
Oh, so
But nobody, I just thought about that. Nobody, like, there's people like in Miami and Florida, like they sell, but there's no,
So good.
you know what I mean?
Not
There's no.
like Bacardi is not like. Maybe Bacardi is doing that.
I've never seen
but I've
it.
never looked. I've not also. Yeah, I've never seen
Mikey
it.
O, you could be the Ray Kroc Coquito if you get on it. Yeah, now I think about it, right? Like fucking yeah, push out the little guy and mass
Yeah.
market it. I want that shit in Jewel
Yeah.
and Festival in Wisconsin. Fucking shit.
I mean that's some good stuff actually. It's I've never made it just out of pure laziness because I mean it's real simple to make. It's not-
What's in it? Bacardi and
Bacardi and then coconut milk and then there's I think like some cinnamon. Some people put egg in it like eggnog,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not necessary. It's not really part of the recipe. I don't think. I think just people somebody always got to come and gentrify some shit, in a culture and throw in like the eggs in there because it's Puerto Rican eggnog, but it's like.
or the Rachel Ray Pozole.
Yes.
We are
Yeah.
not
They're not
that
watching
shit.
that, but you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that would be the closest to put like eggnog. I don't think that's really the original recipe.
What's Puerto Rican spots in the city before we get out of here, like food wise?
Food wise,
Like you have a specific you like the best,
I'm a Puerto Rican food snob, and because I have grown up going to Puerto Rico a lot.
Everything sucks in Chicago.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that, but I definitely have a more of appreciation when I go there. I'm like, yeah, this is what it's supposed to. But I don't think that that's anything to say lacking for here. I think it's because the resources, the food resources here are restricted because. You get fresh seafood out in Puerto Rico. It's an island. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think that some of their food sources that they can make the food with gets to be a little bit better quality than here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, but I would say like there's actually a vegetarian Casa Yari is a vegetarian Puerto Rican restaurant.
So probably don't go there for the lechon. Okay.
No, but some of the menu is meat based.
Oh, all right.
But they also have a vegetarian also menu, which I think is really cool because I don't know any other Puerto Rican restaurant that has that. And then there used to be, oh my God, there was one on Division that I used to go to for their brunch all the time, and now I can't remember it, but I used to go there all the time.
quick Puerto Rican menu. Cuisine question. You don't like maltas, do you?
I used to drink Malta as a kid.
Have you had a malta before? It's like
a
corn syrup with.
It's like a super thick root beer gone like 10 times thicker and weird and crazy. You know what? As a kid, I used to drink Malta, and then I grew up, and I was like, "Why am I drinking this tar? Like, why am I drinking this tar?" Yeah, but for some reason, as a kid, I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
'Cause I didn't know
disgusting.
any
Have
better.
Wiley try some malta. It's I don't know how people drink
But
it.
I will drink what is it called? I think the
Palo Viejo.
No, oh my God, my brain is going blank right now. There's a it looks like Pepsi, Coca-Cola. It's but it tastes like a really sugary cream soda. I want to say the
Tropicola?
it's like oh my God. When I leave here and I'm driving,
Yeah.
I'll remember.
DM me. You have any plugs or any last words? Not like you're not dying.
Last words.
Not. I gotta
What
phrase
are
it a
you
little bit
trying to
better.
say? Is this where I finish up with a will? Like, am I going to
No.
say, cancel
Last,
my
I gotta find a way
my
to change
stuff?
that.
Like my last I'll look in the camera when I say that. My last words. It's like my
Anything
last words will be "help me."
You have anything to say to Jenny 6'9" before we go?
No, any plugs? I'll be at Pilsen Stand Up this Wednesday with the circus
crew.
clowns, Abby and
Time of the Known.
yeah, I'll be there slinging some jokes.
Pilsen Stand Up with the oldest. They've been around for a minute, right? Long time.
Jaime, I remember he used to do it at a different spot. It was
I don't remember that old spot.
Yeah.
I just remember Simone's.
No, it was at another spot that was like this just hole in the wall bar that he did it there for years, and then he moved it over to Simone's. Yeah.
Mr. James, you have any plugs?
Follow Zanies on Instagram and TikTok at Zanies Chicago at Zanies Rosemont on both. We're putting a bunch of fucking content up there. Also, follow People Comedy Network on Instagram. We're launching a bunch of new fucking shows. Jeff Asmus and Alex Dragovich just launched a show on the network called You're an Idiot. The first episode was released today to resounding numbers, and it is a good time. Also, follow Lobo. Join the Lobo Facebook group.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you doing not joining this Facebook group? It's so much
It
fun.
brings so much happiness and joy to
It's
people's
so
lives.
much fun.
It's very fun.
It's my new favorite part of Facebook.
Follow me on Soli Comedy.
Yes.
Soli Comedy
SOLI.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow Soli.
TikTok, you got a TikTok?
Yes, it's all Soli Comedy.
All Soli Comedy.
Yeah, it's all
Hell
Soli
yeah.
Comedy.
Follow a little bit
Make
of
it real
podcast.
simple for people,
You got to keep it simple, stupid.
Simple.
Yeah.
Follow Lobo Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Lobo Podcast, Twitter. I tweet here and there because whatever, but I have it on there. But subscribe to the YouTube. Get me to dozens of subscribers. Tell a friend. Follow the Patreon support. Like not everything. It costs money. I'm having a baby, so if you want, I'll starve my baby. If you don't subscribe to the Patreon, at least $3 a month. Otherwise, the baby's not gonna eat, and I'm gonna get arrested. My girl's gonna leave me. I'll get arrested, and then I'll take it out on the world. I won't. Chris Benoit, rest in peace. All right, Lobo then.
Lobo then.